The weekend is here again and we will be giving you guys our best predictions of game week 31 of the English Premier League. You are always advised to choose the picks you agree with and remember to bet responsibly and do not bet with money you cannot afford to lose. If you like what we do here and want to support the channel, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. The Champions League is just right at the corner, so y'all should get ready to make some money. So without further ado, let's get right into our EPL picks. Former Everton colleagues reunite on the Goodison Park touchline for one final time on Saturday lunchtime, where David Moyes' Toffees host Mikel Arteta's Arsenal in the Premier League. While the Merseyside outfit went down in the derby against Liverpool last time out, the Gunners strengthened their hold on second place by sinking Fulham 2-1 on home soil. While Everton are not exactly renowned for prolific displays in front of goal, the Toffees will sense an opportunity to go at Arsenal's ravaged backline, who will surely not come out of this one unscathed. Arteta's men may understandably also have one eye on Real Madrid too, and avoiding more injuries before the clash with the European champions is of paramount importance, so the visitors may be content with a score draw in this one. So I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw, and my betting tip is Everton to win with an handicap of +1.5. Crystal Palace and Brighton and Hove Albion go head-to-head at Selhurst Park in the next edition of the M23 Derby on Saturday after both suffered disappointing results in the Premier League in midweek. The hosts were minutes from defeat against basement boys Southampton, while Brighton suffered a thrashing at home to European rivals Aston Villa. The last 5 meetings at Selhurst between these two have ended 1-1, and there is a real possibility that they could set a new intriguing top-flight record, with little to separate the two in recent months. Brighton play earlier than Fulham below, and the 4 sides above them, so they have the opportunity to put the pressure on their European rivals, but this will be a tough assignment against an ever-improving Palace outfit. So I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw, and my betting tip is both teams to score. Fresh from their much-needed midweek's victories, 18th-placed Ipswich Town and 17th-placed Wolverhampton Wanderers do battle in a pivotal Premier League contest at Portman Road on Saturday afternoon. The Old Gold will be seeking revenge against the Tractor Boys after they suffered a 2-1 defeat in the reverse fixture at Molineux almost 4 months ago. Ipswich have struggled at Portman Road for some time and have shipped 4 or more goals in 4 home Premier League matches this season, more than they had in their first 5 seasons and 101 home games combined in the division between 1992-93 and 2001-2002-3, something which will give Wolves hope of success this weekend. Both teams have had their spirits lifted by midweek victories, and goals at both ends could be on the cards, but we are backing Wolves to claim another crucial win to all but secure their top-flight status for next season, even without the presence of Cunha in attack. So I'm gonna go for a 1-3 Wolves win, and my betting tip is both teams to score. Two Premier League teams bidding to bounce back from midweek defeats meet at the London Stadium on Saturday afternoon as West Ham United play host to Bournemouth. The Cherries rescued a point in a 1-1 draw with the Hammers in the reverse fixture at the Vitality Stadium in December, with Enes Ünal scoring a stunning 90th-minute free kick to cancel out Lucas Paqueta's 87th-minute penalty. Scoring the opening goal could be crucial in this fixture for West Ham, as they have won all 5 of their Premier League games at the London Stadium when they have scored first, compared to 8 defeats in 9 matches when conceding the opener, 1 draw and 8 losses. There has been little to separate these two teams in recent meetings, and another tight contest could be in store, but considering that Bournemouth have more to play for heading down the home straight, we are backing the Cherries to come out on top by a slender margin. So I'm gonna go for a 1-2 Bournemouth win, and my betting tip is Bournemouth team total over 4.5 corner kicks. Two erstwhile European champions, both harboring ambitions of Champions League football next season, collide on Saturday evening, as Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest square off at Villa Park in the Premier League. Both continental chasers enter the weekend on the back of midweek successes, as the Lions' trip to Brighton and Hove Albion ended in a 3-0 victory, while the Tricky Trees took down Manchester United thanks to a former Red Devils flame. Premier League fixtures hardly come more fascinating than this. Both Villa and Forest are enjoying exceptional winning sequences, and Saturday's evening battle may very well be a precursor to the FA Cup final. On this occasion, however, we envisage Emery's men flexing their Villa Park muscles and capitalizing on Forest's away-day defensive woes to come up trumps, thus putting a slight dent in their visitors' Champions League prospects. So I'm going to go for 2-1 Aston Villa win, and my betting tip is total under 11.5 corner kicks. The Brentford season thus far can be summed up by a single word: inconsistent. Only once this entire Premier League campaign have the Bees won back-to-back games. In the previous round, Brentford lost away to Newcastle 2-1 in a game that was only the second time that they scored an equalizer and the 10th time that they conceded a goal that gave the lead to their opponents. Chelsea bounced back from one London derby loss to win another one. In detail, after the 1-0 defeat against Arsenal, the Blues beat Tottenham on Thursday by the same scoreline. That was Chelsea's third win in 4 games, during which they kept 3 clean sheets. However, they have to improve their road form, having lost the last 4. Brentford's record against the top 4 teams is not encouraging coming into this game. They have lost all of their 5 games, 3 of them at home. Chelsea, on the other hand, lost just one of their 16 games when facing the bottom 10 teams. Brentford home form is not so good, and Chelsea on the road is even worse. But I think Chelsea might get something out of this game. So I'm going to go for a 1-2 Chelsea win, and my betting tip is total over 2.5 goals. Potentially just 3 games away from hoisting the Premier League trophy aloft, Liverpool can clear another title hurdle when they pit their wits against Fulham on Sunday afternoon at Craven Cottage. Arne Slot's men rectified some recent errors in Wednesday's 1-0 win over Merseyside rivals Everton, but their hosts could not do the Reds a favour against Arsenal, falling to a 2-1 defeat. No Liverpool fan should head south brimming with unbridled confidence. Hosts Fulham still have plenty to play for, will be working with a day's extra rest, and are not short of options for change up front. However, there is no way of knowing which version of Silva's men will show up at home, the stingy or sloppy one, and we still expect the Reds to clear another obstacle on the title path, but not without a fight. So I'm going to go for a 1-2 Liverpool win, and my betting tip is total under 55.5 booking points. Southampton's short-lived stay in the Premier League could officially come to an end on Sunday afternoon if they lose to fellow crisis club Tottenham Hotspur in North London. The Saints are teetering on the brink after an agonizing 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace in midweek, before their capital counterparts sank to a 1-0 loss to London rivals Chelsea. Expect a slightly weakened Spurs side to take to the field this weekend as Postecoglou prioritizes the Europa League, not that it should make much difference to the final scoreline. As pitiful as Tottenham's performance was in midweek, a refreshed set of options should comfortably condemn Southampton to their 25th Premier League loss of the season, one that might officially punch their ticket to the 2025-26 championship. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 Tottenham win, and my betting tip is total over 2.5 goals. In their first game since Kevin De Bruyne's emotional exit announcement, Manchester City make the short trip to Old Trafford to battle formerly noisy neighbours Manchester United in the latest installment of the Manchester Derby. Pep Guardiola's side returned from the international break with a straightforward 2-0 triumph versus Leicester City in midweek, whereas their hosts lost for the 13th time in the Premier League season away to Nottingham Forest. A saying that has and will be repeated many times in football: form can sometimes go out of the window on Manchester Derby Day, but we are not expecting the unexpected in this Guardiola versus Amorim head-to-head. Even with Haaland watching on helplessly, the champions still boast significantly more firepower than their formerly noisy neighbours, whose defensive vulnerabilities at Old Trafford should be exposed again as City paint the city blue. So I'm gonna go for a 1-2 Man City win, and my betting tip is total under 55.5 booking points. The appointment of former Manchester United striker Ruud van Nistelrooy has not gone well at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City begin this weekend's round of fixtures sitting 12 points adrift of safety with 8 games of the campaign to go. The home team were solid enough in midweek, but they still eventually suffered a comfortable 2-0 defeat to Manchester City. Newcastle, on the other hand, continued their challenge for a top 5 finish in the league with a hard-fought 2-1 defeat of Brentford at St James Park, up on Tyneside the other day, courtesy of goals from Alexander Isak and Sandro Tonali. Newcastle are in fine form and should be able to claim all 3 points from this fixture. So I'm gonna go for a 0-2 Newcastle win, and my betting tip is Newcastle moneyline.